Hello guys, welcome to a new video on Tower of God New World, and in this video I'm going to go over the Q&A summary for the anniversary livestream. So first of all, thank you to BBNick for posting this update on my Discord server, because I would have never noticed that I added this information now. So yeah, thank you. As we can see here, the information was added just a couple of days ago. For some reason they had a typo here in the month. It's not August, it's July. But yeah, regardless, I think there are some important things here to mention, so we're going to go over what they said in the Q&A. Some of the things we already know, some of the things are already implemented, but there are also some good things to take note of. The first point has already also been addressed in the dev notes, and that is the one regarding the materials or currencies used in the race events. And they said they're trying to avoid the currencies that you actually need to use to progress in your account. They will try to make it tied to event specific currencies. So that's a good thing. Not much to say, as that's already been addressed. The second point is related to the price for the costumes. They said not even a chance, we're not going to lower it, so that's okay. The third point is just asking the reason why Erangion was just released, even though we only got her in the MOM as well. And yeah, more or less the same thing as Awakened Rock. So they thought it was cool and they released it. Nothing much. And it's also confirmed this is the past appearance. This is not the current family head. Thanks God, but yeah, okay. Then we have the next point regarding the rewards, specifically for alliances and also some other like revolution stuff, etc. Not much here. They just said they are aware of it. They are going to increase the rewards in different parts of the game that we told them feel a bit lacking. So that's good. So let's just skip over to the next point. And that is, when will, I don't even know how to pronounce that, Yasracha, the like cat guy that is kind of, well, okay, no need to spoil or anything. If you know who this guy is, great. If you don't, doesn't matter. This is a pretty hyped up unit, I would say. I would like to see him. Now, unfortunately, we are seeing a lot of great units, so maybe he's not as impactful as he could have been, but definitely a really cool one, and especially his transformation is really, really dope. So yeah, pretty cool release. But yeah, it seems to be planned for early next year. So it could be January, February, March, we don't know. But interesting that they are planning to release him this soon. So really, really looking forward to him. Then they talked about the changes to the SSR boost mission, that they changed for a period over to being ticket based, and then they rolled it back to being dupe based. I prefer the dupe based version a bit more, to be honest, but yeah, doesn't matter. Still, it's an okay change. They are also saying that if we prefer the other way again, they can make these adjustments, so they seem to be pretty flexible on this. That's okay. Then they also asked, will Garam not be released? And they said it will be released soon. So now, why are we surprised that Garam is coming in August if they already said so? Why nobody in the Korean community told us anything? But that's fine. Okay, so we're getting Garam in August. Nice. Then there is the topic of revamping the shop. So here, obviously, there are a lot of things in the shop that are kind of a trap, or resources that really take too much time to be like accumulated and saved up, and then you spend it in no time because the costs are so high. So they are revamping the shop. I would recommend you guys to not spend the arena and the alliance coins other than on stuff that you really need. Like obviously if you are early in the game and you have the alliance points and you can get the S rank gear, go for it. If you need to get the books for the origin orb, go for it. But I would say try to save as much as possible. Don't waste it on the most expensive stuff, because they will revamp it. So we'll see. Here they also mentioned the solution system that we're going to experience starting from August 14. So we'll see also about that. Then the next point, please remove enhancement hammers and enhancement extracts from the black market summons. Okay, I get the enhancement hammers, and I would say also the enhancement extracts. It's an okay way, probably early on, but the amounts are not really that much, so it really makes no sense. They said they are considering various options, such as displaying different rewards based on game progression, which would also make sense. I would like that, though it would make a difference in the ticket value based on your actual progression. So I don't know, depends. Could be a double-edged sword, but we'll see. We'll see. Please reveal a little more about SSR evolution. Okay, doesn't matter, I would say, because we already got them. Please increase the supply channels for ignition weapons. And they just said, we're giving you 111 keys with the code. Okay. And then they're planning to distribute more ignition weapons as event rewards to ensure they're more readily available. Okay, pretty cool. Now they also talked about beta and LGO. So beta is lower priority because it's not that popular, it seems, and there are no immediate plans, but we're preparing them separately. They didn't say anything about LGO here, unless it was this last sentence, but okay, probably also LGO is not really going to be released anytime soon, though it would have been cool because we have a lot of units, especially now Garam, that are from the Floor of Death, let's say. So would have been pretty cool, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we're going to get him as a boss and not as a playable unit in the near future, but we'll see. Please introduce a quick battle system for adventure mode. Okay, this would be a nice introduction, I would say. It would be pretty interesting. We're preparing options such as autoplay, quick battle, and auto quick battle. Okay, also this one pretty interesting. However, since adventures are designed to be explored as regular dungeons, we recommend taking time to tackle them thoroughly. Okay, okay, so they plan to add them, but they still say it would be better to enjoy them normally. I agree, I think this is a good approach. Auto quick battle would be probably too, like, way too quick to proceed, especially if you can just loop it indefinitely. Then at that point, RNG based compositions would become a lot better, just due to the fact that having to go through the fight 1,000 times would be less of a hassle. So we'll see. We'll see what they do here. I'm unable to limit break the collaboration teammates to their max. There are no plans for reruns, and they are releasing this limit breaking, tower blasting, breakstone, whatever, blah blah blah, that you can obtain through events. True, okay. And yeah, still not that frequent, so to max out a unit that you didn't get is going to be a bit of a pain, though it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, because those units, as we are seeing now, are getting like basically outclassed by new releases. Like it happened for Rachel in bossing when they released Kaiser, and Escanor now with overcapping resistances and stuff is still really good, but is kind of being outshined, I would say, because it doesn't really have much utility other than providing resistances. So yeah, it might go out of the meta soon, especially now that we are getting Garam, and we know that Garam is going to have an increase for the team in terms of physical resistance and magic resistance. With that said, Escanor I feel like is going to go out of the S plus tier, at least in my tier list and from my point of view. So yeah, it seems to be a thing they do, like with collab units, they make them relevant early and then soon after they release a unit to replace them, more or less. So yeah, we'll see. Please reduce the consumption of Suspendium for the Origin Orb. I received requests to reduce the number, blah blah, but they believe this system is one to unlock gradually, and I agree with them. Like especially if you are a new player or have not been playing for a long time, don't stress over the second half of the Origin Orb. Doesn't really matter, it's too expensive for what you get. It's really for late game and late game only. Don't worry about it. Then we have the device is overheating. Okay, they're optimizing stuff. Doesn't really matter, I would say. When will Yama be released? Pretty good. They're preparing it as a higher priority release, but the detailed schedule has not yet been confirmed. So this guy could come before the end of the year. Now, is it going to be September? Is it going to be October? If I had to guess, I would say October, because well, probably not. I don't know, it depends, because if white is purple, I'm expecting Yama to also be purple. So I don't know. I'm expecting white to be in September, and Yama, they could do purple back to back, probably skip 1 month, so maybe November. I don't know. We'll see, guys. But definitely a pretty great release. I would really like to see Yama in the game. Which kind of version is kind of hard to tell. I hope not the final transformation. Obviously, I would rather have the early version, even though it's not going to be as cool. But I don't know. I would feel something missing if we directly got the latest version of Yama. So I don't know. We'll see. Can max limit break be achieved during the SSR Plus non-stop event? There may be some personal variance, but we have structured it to be easier to obtain compared to collaboration teammate summon. We have prepared it so that most regulars can earn 900 tickets with some effort. So yeah, they didn't mention it here, but their initial plan was not to let you max out an SSR Plus unit. Now with the additional tickets you could buy and the additional 300, sure, you can get one to Rainbow 5. But without that, from what we knew, like 3 red was reasonable, I would say. Please add the replay feature for other stories again. And they said they're having difficulties with the UI related functionalities, so they're probably not letting you replay the other stories, whatever. Okay, that's fine. Then someone asked, how are elements for teammates determined? And they're trying to balance out so that no element gets too many units, but also they try to make them fit in the right category that they kind of defined for the color, which makes total sense. So that's okay. Now the next point is pretty important from my point of view. Are there any plans to hold a lucky pouch event? This, if you remember, was the one for the half anniversary or probably Christmas. I don't know. Depends which one of the two it was. It was on the same time, so I don't know. But for this one, we could basically spend a shit ton of Suspendium and we got crazy value out of it. So that was insane. And they're arranging it to take place in the second half of the year. Probably around Halloween, maybe. I don't know. I'm just trying to guess. But definitely we want to have some Suspendium saved for that, because those pouches were insane. If they keep the same format, those are going to be huge. So really looking forward to those. And maybe they can also add some Revolution mats inside those pouches, other than just the tickets and other things. So pretty cool. What happens if there are leftovers SSR Plus non-stop tickets? You can just keep summoning and get some stuff. So okay, we already know some Revolution mats. That's okay. Are there any plans to buff existing characters? There are no such plans for character performance enhancements at the moment. However, the new Revolution additions might bring renewed attention to existing characters. We're designing them to potentially have improved performance through synergetic effects with ignition weapons, which will be released going forward. So they're also mentioning they're going to further boost some units by releasing not tailored but almost ignition weapons in the future. And we're getting 2 more, if I'm not mistaken, in September, right? So yeah, 2 more ignition weapons in September. I'm really hoping for one that can boost the skill damage so that Hirang can get some more value out of it. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they do there. When will the 10 great families be released other than data? In the latest installment of the original webtoon, the 10 great families are featured in intense battles, blah 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 blah, yeah. So we're preparing for their release and we'll inform you as soon as everything is ready. Please look forward to it. So we can expect flashback versions of all family heads, including Zahard. And at this point, I would even say V, but we don't know. We'll see, guys. So really excited about this. At this point, I mean, at the beginning with Awakened Rack, I was really pissed that they decided to skip everything in the middle, but at this point it already came to this, so we can only be excited. I mean, it's better to be happy about this than disappointed. So for sure, happy that they're releasing now all those units. Really looking forward to Tramray. I'm wondering if they're going to release flashback versions of the units for which we already have data versions. I don't know, we'll see. But definitely super, super interesting. When will the new lobby background be added? Whatever. So yeah, it's already in here, doesn't matter. Now, a good question for last. Why does the warrior class lack attack nodes? Initially, the warrior class was designed with high base stats. Interesting. Focusing on HP and defense to excel in combat. As a result, shared nodes were excluded and HP and defense subnodes were placed to enhance the tank role. Why would you enhance the tank role on a warrior? But okay, we encourage you to make good use of these aspects and try using your teammates accordingly. Why would you boost HP and defense of warriors? It is really stupid. So now every single warrior release is going to be by default worse than mages, ranged, and assassins. By default, they are worse. Their damage is not going to be comparable. So now what they have to do, if they release a unit as a warrior, is add crazy increases in their own kits. So if white is ever released, it's going to get crazy attack scaling in the skills, and it also needs a lot of beers and other things because they're really not getting anything. They also need increases in crit rate and stuff. So I don't know. They're either going to make the base version super OP, which could be a plus, because it will make them cheaper. So I don't know, guys. It will depend. I hope white, when it's going to be released, is going to be an assassin, at least, because it would get crit rate, crit damage, bonus elimination energy, which is not too bad, and also the attack node. So I really hope that if it's going to be a warrior, it better have crazy kit to make up for it. So yeah, that's pretty much all of it, guys. It took longer than expected, to be honest. I probably talked too much about irrelevant points, but yeah, I think it was good to go over the summary once again. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please drop a like, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.